Hi guys, welcome back to another Cinematic Mike review. Today I'm reviewing David Gordon Green's Halloween Kills. Halloween Kills is about a serial killer that we all know from the John Carpenter film Halloween. Michael Myers with the mask, the white mask and everything, goes around killing the babysitter killer and all that. So I'm a fan of the Halloween, the very beginning of the Halloween franchise and all that. Just I am with the other kind of horror ones and all that. This was really a film that I wanted to go watch when it came out, but I didn't get a chance to. I really wanted to watch this because I really enjoyed the first one, the one that came out before this, which was in 2018, also called Halloween, and it was by David Gordon Green and Danny McBride. Also, I think they co-wrote it together. And I really enjoyed it. I like how it was a continuation of the very first one, or the set, both of the one and two, or either just one. But we get to see Laurie Strode as a grandmother. Her daughter's Judy Greer, and then they have a granddaughter. I don't know who the actress is. I don't know some of the other actors in there. I just know like Judy Greer and Jamie Lee Curtis in there, which was awesome because we got to see Jamie Lee Curtis also come back in here. I know she came back in like probably like two of them in the ones that are like in the middle, like H2O and all that. But yeah, it's one of the reasons I like Halloween. I think when we're kids, we like the fear, the little scaredness. When we're little kids, we kind of want to get scared, and then there are the parts where we do get scared when we're little. We're like really crying, but something about fear is kind of fun when you're young too. Hearing scary stories and all that, and then this was something you always see during the Halloween time, Michael Myers and all that Halloween movie. So yeah, I remember I was so young. I think when Halloween H2O came out. Was I alive? I think I was, but I was little. Halloween H2O, and I think a few of the other ones. I think there's one with like the web cam and all that type of thing. Um, yeah, there's like two of them. But then after that, they went to the Rob Zombie one. Rob Zombie kind of did like a remake, reboot, I guess, type of deal. To be honest with you, I'm gonna say because I haven't seen it, I haven't put it on in a while. I was actually a fan of the Rob Zombie ones when they came out. Well, the first one, I didn't think I understood the second one that much. Probably now, as someone who actually sees it more critically, movies and all that, maybe I would understand it if I give it a watch again. But I think I only seen parts of the second one, or I saw the whole thing and I didn't understand it because I was still kind of young at the time. But I like the first one because he actually kind of basically did an origin type of story to Michael Myers, and I like the whole thing. I like the directing in it, the music in it, and I like that it was basically. But this is kind of the thing that sucks. It's basically a copy of the last one. But to me, being that young, you're like, oh yeah, that's kind of like the original one and all that. Just now they're doing it here for us and all that. So that was probably one of the issues, is that they're basically copying the other one. Um, but yeah, the second one I didn't get to. I said I might have seen the whole thing, or I might have seen it in parts. But yeah, I kind of dig the Rob Zombie one. I have the Rob Zombie one, the unrated one. It's right there. I could look at it right now. I see it. Um, I haven't put it on in a while, so I mean it might be different now. But I did enjoy the last one, the Halloween. I like how how it goes to Jamie Lee Curtis being older and all that, and dealing with it, being with their granddaughter, and we're back at a Halloween night again and all that. So yeah, I didn't get to see this. And then the thing that kind of didn't make me go see this also is that I was seeing reviews already, and I was having so much hope because I really liked the first one, and I'm like, oh, this is cool because they're already talking about how there's gonna be Halloween, Halloween Kills, Halloween Ends, and it's gonna be a trilogy, and how it's just gonna complete the whole story already. And Jamie Lee Curtis kind of made it feel like more comfortable too, because she's like, yeah, I read the script and it feels like it continues on. Plus, John Carpenter, I think, was attached to this too as the composer and all that, and he was cool with it and everything. And that just sounds great when like the original person was like, no, yeah, go ahead, do that. I approve. And so I got interested, and I enjoyed the last one, and I wanted to see this one. But then as it got close, I still started seeing the reviews, and it started going down, and I'm like, oh no, like they went downhill. They messed up, and it reminded me of things like, I guess the one thing that comes up right now since Spider-Man is out there is how when they think it's all good, they think they can do whatever they want in the next one, and they're like, nah, we're doing good. Let's just go at it, and with the Amazing Spider-Man I'm talking about, I mean. I enjoyed the Amazing Spider-Man, but then the Amazing Spider-Man 2 is like, oh yeah, this is cool. Let's just go and blow it all up, and then kind of gets ruined. And it's not only Spider-Man; it happens with other films where like the first one's good, and then it gets all this praise, and then you're like, cool, there's potential, and then the second one comes out, and you realize that it just went downhill after that, really bad. So yeah, I saw the reviews and I was like, oh, so that just kind of discouraged me to go watch it too. I was like, oh, I don't know. I was all like, should I not go and all that, and I didn't go. And then a few 2 days ago, when I got Dune, I actually didn't even put Dune on. I haven't even seen it yet, but I wanted to watch Oh yeah, because Halloween Kills came out that same day. I was looking up on the internet the unboxings and all that to see different ones, to see people that got the ones that I got and everything. And then Halloween Kills also came out that day, I guess. I don't recall seeing it when I was out there. I actually don't remember seeing it out there when I was there. Unless maybe I just ignored it straight out. But yeah, so I saw it, and then I was talking about it in the past weeks, past months with my friends. I'm like, I don't know, it's coming out soon. I don't know if I should buy it because it got bad reviews, and just buy it or just rent it. And I was like, I don't know. So I rented it. I rented it that night, and I put it on. I guess the one that I rented is the also is it an unrated one too, or an alternate ending, I think, which is the one that's coming out with the movie. Yeah. And then I saw the cover, the slip cover of the Halloween. People had the movie, and I'm like, oh, it looks just like the Halloween where it's all like, I don't know how you say it. I forgot the word. It looks nice. The cover of it, it looks just like, I think the Halloween, the one that I have, the 2018, it's like that with Michael Myers' mask and all that. I'm like, oh, it looks so beautiful. I'm like, but I don't know if the movie's that good. So I was like, you know what? Let me put it on. I'm gonna check it out, and then I'll go rush to the store tomorrow and get it the next day. So I put it on. I saw it, and actually, the opening was pretty cool. I think the opening tries to go back to around the time when the original one was going on. And I like kind of the vibe, the detail, the look of it, because it did kind of feel like it was going back into that setting of that world, the way the original was, the John Carpenter one, the very first one. And it takes place in like the 60s or the 70s, and the look of the people. I mean, yeah, you can tell it's kind of probably modern people with wigs, or they really did their hair to try to look like the people at the time. But I actually like that whole vibe of it all. Oh yeah, it revolves around Will Patton's character. I like Will Patton. I think he's a great actor, and I enjoy seeing him. And I totally forgot that he was actually in the last one until I saw this one again. I'm like, oh yeah, he was in the last one. But he has an important role in this one. So yeah, we see that, and then what happens after that? Yeah, it just continues on. It was entertaining. I it was entertaining. It was fun. It wasn't big time entertaining fun, but it was cool. I can't say the movie was freaking like horrible, totally bad. You know, I mean, I enjoyed it. I actually, this is the one thing I'm gonna say right now. I didn't regret what I paid for renting it. I was actually satisfied from watching the movie and all that. I did have some issues with it, or like one issue. But yeah, I liked it. It did feel like a Michael Myers film. You know, him killing on Halloween. It's crazy. And then we got like some characters that I guess are from the original, like the kid. What's his name? Is it Tommy or something? Forgot the actor's name. Michael plays him. Not Michael Myers though. Actor, I think Michael Hall or something like that. Yeah, he's supposed to be the character. I think he's one of the kids that Laurie Strode ended up babysitting around the time this whole incident happened. And so this is kind of like an anniversary. And he's talking about the trauma and all that, and how it affected them all. And so yeah, that they come out in it, which is kind of cool because you hear the names and you kind of relate to the original ones, and you're like, oh, that's that character from there. I think the officer's in here too from the original one. Yeah, it had its moments where where it's like, oh shit, like damn, that's a Michael Myers type of thing. And I think that's kind of what the first one might have done for people back then, and what it did for me when I started seeing it, like kind of like critically and everything. And I'm like, damn, that's just like shocking, like it's a shock and everything, the way things happen in there. And right here too, it's also kind of a shock. And it's like, even when Michael shows up, you're like, oh shit, oh, it's the reaction. Like the guy, I think he's like, oh shit, like what the fuck, And so that was cool. And then yeah, I heard these stories about like I'm gonna say this right now. All right, when I was hearing the bad reviews, I heard people talking about how I didn't know that freaking Michael Myers was like the Terminator or something, which basically kind of is a little bit. But right here, with the way I was reading it, I was like, damn, did they really fuck up that much in the second one? Like, did they really just go a certain way where it's just like overdone? Like, so I was waiting for me to see something like that, and I thought that might have been with the whole scene in the fire, the where it's continuing on from where it left off the last one with the firefighters. But I didn't see too much of that kind of the way I envisioned the whole talk about, oh, it's like he's basically the Terminator now. He's not Michael Myers. He's like a robot now. But it still felt like the Michael Myers that I know. Like he's killing people, moving around. You know, it's gruesome the way he kills people and all that. Yeah, I'll get a little bit to that towards the end, I guess. But yeah, I like that scene with the whole the kills. I'm gonna say that the kills are gruesome. That's it. The kills are gruesome. I'm like, but I think that's part of this franchise. This Michael Myers is that they're gruesome. You know, that's what it was all about. So you have to have it like that. Yeah, it wasn't overdone. I think too much. Like maybe Rob Zombies was probably overdone, but here I guess it is gruesome. It's gruesome, but I'm not sure if it's like overdone. You know, there's parts where it's like too much where you just feel like, okay, that's just you're overdoing it just because you want to say that this is definitely like big time horror, but this is still kind of like keeping it in there, I guess. Yeah, so I like the thing. I didn't know how they were going to continue this because it got interesting when it became like when they talked about how it's going to be Halloween Kills, Halloween Ends. It's going to be a trilogy, so you kind of want to know what is the second one, what is the third one going to be, how is it going to lead all up into the end. And then even in the trailers, you started seeing this whole thing about an army building up and all that, and that's what happens here. And it kind of bothered me when I saw it a little bit in the trailer, and then I saw the movie, and then I'm like, you know what? It's okay actually that it's at least different from like what other things are. You know, I didn't expect that to big time to happen right here, where they're all coming up together to go against Michael Myers, or they're preparing for all of that. So I think it was a bit different, and I think it made it a little bit fresher for us to see, which is something I enjoyed. I think that's what kept me hooked, is that it was taking a different turn, and so I was like, okay, cool, I'll follow this story till the end. And it still had the whole Michael Myers in the house thing, you know, or like the hide and seek type of thing. So I was like, there's that still. So that was cool. The thing that did annoy me is the whole it was cool at first when they do the whole Evil Dies Tonight or something like that. So I understand why people make fun of it. Yeah, at first it was cool, but then it just keeps going with Evil Dies Tonight and this whole like thing. Trying to think of something else where someone like also trying to give out that little speech and all that. Some other show or a movie that does that too. But yeah, so that was kind of cool about going in a different way. I mean, it wasn't totally perfect, but it was cool. I think that's probably what kept me hooked from watching it to the beginning to the end, and not feeling like it was just another copy of another film and all that. You know, they took it in a different way where I don't think someone else would have taken it. So that was cool right there. And then I realized that the guys from Mad TV are in here. Michael McDonald is in here, which I was like, hey, that's him, Michael McDonald from Mad TV. And then the other guy too. When I saw the other guy, I was like, he looks familiar too, but I didn't know. So him, I knew Michael, but I'm like, I had to look him up, and I'm like, where is he from? And it says that he's from, so I might have recognized him from something from Mad TV, but he looks so familiar. So there were those characters in there, and they're all right. There is one scene in the film that made me laugh my ass off. Maybe you guys weren't, but I was, because I thought it was so stupid when the guy tells him, he says something like, there's someone in our house, and he's like, fuck that shit, I got this knife. And it's like a little tiny ass knife. I just started blowing up laughing, man, because I'm like, are you fucking serious? That little tiny knife? And then we all know that Michael carries a fucking big ass knife, and that little tiny shit's gonna do something to him. So I was like, these guys are fucking stupid, man. Like, but yeah, but then all the horrific stuff happens and everything. Yeah, the music, I think John Carpenter did this one too, which I love. One of his ones from the last one, I think it's or is it called? I can't remember what it's called, but I think it's called Burn or something like that. That's where they actually burn Michael when they're finally like at the end, when they trap him and then they light up the whole place on fire and it's burning. I love that score from the last one by John Carpenter, and that's something that I forgot about until, and then when I was getting ready for this, I'm like, oh yeah, he did the score for this one too. I want to see. And yeah, the score's still nice. There are some cool soundtracks in it that I like. Well, scores, I mean, that I like in there. Not as good, and I didn't find like a favorite one like the way I did with the last one, but it was still a decent score in here. Yes, I kind of like that they went after them. The whole scene where where they start going out and they're like, yeah, we're gonna go on the search, we're gonna go on the hunt for Michael. So that was pretty cool. They had their weapons and everything preparing, which that's a way that I think they should do. You know, let's all get together and let's take them down. And there is a scene where I didn't understand much. The scene with the they talk about a bus with some people that are probably having uh disability and all that, and this guy, and I didn't understand who this guy was the whole time, but I didn't really understand that much, his thing of the whole situation. It was kind of sad though. It was interesting about seeing that, and then what happens eventually. I thought this guy was going to be someone part of the original one that was going to have a connection or something, or have like some information on Michael or something, but it just happens. And then so I didn't really pick up too much on that thing, which I think it had some meaning for something. So, but I didn't pick up on it that perfectly as probably other people have. But yeah, it was kind of sad though when, with the situation that happens with that person. Um, and yeah, then there are some scenes. There is a scene where you know how it's basically back then. There's the time when we're like, dude, go over there, fucking run, or like call the cops or something. There's a scene where a couple ends up getting killed, and then they freaking I think he says call the cops, and all the wife does is freaking yell or something. And I'm like, dude, like it brought back that whole thing. So I kind of like that. I'm not sure if I felt it a lot in everything, but I don't think it has to be too much of that. But I'm not sure if they did that on purpose to kind of, bring that part of us out when we watch horror movies, or like we used to when we used to be like, dude, go fucking run that way, or get out of the house, run out the door, call the cops, instead of just sitting there and staring. And that happens a few times here where they just stare and they're like, oh my god, and all that. So yeah, that was kind of fun right there. So I had some fun with it. It wasn't perfect all the way, I guess. I mean, I don't know if I'd watch it again. I'd have to think about it. But even when I saw it, I think the thing that hits me the most, that kind of got me a little bit, kind of killed it, was the ending. And that's kind of where it brings the relation with the whole thing that I was hearing people talk about, Terminator. And right here, I was like, damn, because there's something that happens, and then I'm like, oh, cool. I'm like, well, they finally did this, and there's the opportunity. And then so I'm like, how is this gonna end? I'm like, this is crazy. I'm like, how is this gonna end? But in a way, I was like, please do not tell me how this is gonna go, just so this story could continue. Please tell me it's gonna be another way. But no, they end up going in the way that I already kind of thought about it. Like, all right, I'm like, yeah. I was like, I don't know if I could feel that. I'm like, come on, dude. I'm like, seriously. I was thinking of some shit like, why don't I texted a friend? I'm like, why didn't you just bust the freaking Godfather right here? Shit, like, damn. Like, I mean, yeah, I know it has to continue because it's Michael Myers. Halloween can't be without him, and all that. So, but I don't know. The ending just kind of killed it for me. I was like, that kind of threw me off too much because I was like, dude, there's the opportunity right there. Like, I was thinking, I'm like, all right, maybe it's someone else. Maybe something's gonna happen in the background. Something was set up right before this happened. Someone or either probably Michael already knew what was gonna happen here and triggered it, planned it all out. Something. But then it just turns into what I say kind of relates to. I'm thinking some people might have pointed this as the whole thing being kind of Terminator type of thing, and I'm like, really? I'm like, nah, I don't know. I couldn't feel that part right there a little bit. But yeah, I like that ending though. I'm not sure. I don't know how I don't know how you guys watched it. How the people that watched it in the theater watched it. I'm not sure what the theatrical cut was, because the one that I saw that I had to rent was basically still the one that's out on DVD and Blu-ray, is the alternate ending or unrated cut. So yeah, I don't know how you guys saw it, but this one's out there, so I'm not sure if they added a little bit more or just a section or just the ending. But I like the ending with Jamie Lee, Laurie Strode, and Michael right there on the phone. It kind of leads up to to the third one. So I thought that was pretty cool. But yeah, I don't know. Thinking about it, because the way I was talking about it right now, I'm like, damn, did I enjoy that film? Or should I buy it or should I not? I don't know. But yeah, but when I saw it, it didn't make me feel like I should rush out there to go buy it. So it was entertaining. I would say that it's worth the watch. It's actually worth the watch. That's it. I just wish it was really perfect, so it could have gone good with the first one that I liked. I don't know. This first one goes right here, then this one might go a little bit here, and it kind of sucks when there's trilogies where they go like this. The first one, then the second one goes like this, and then it goes like this. And sometimes you just want them to go like straight, like just be perfect, throughout. Um, but yeah, yeah, we'll see how Halloween ends comes out. I hope it gets at least better reviews than this one. I hope it's much better than this. Or maybe it's a good way to end the Halloween franchise. Obviously, someone's probably gonna pick it up and do a reboot, remake again, or whatever. They're gonna keep on letting it go. But this is supposed to be like an ending to the whole thing, and plus John Carpenter's in it too, so it kind of feels like it will be a conclusion to the whole thing. So yeah, guys, if you guys saw Halloween Kills, let me know what you liked, what you didn't like about it. I already let you know that I enjoyed it. It wasn't something that I could say was horrible, like a terrible movie. It wasn't like a big time great movie, but I enjoyed it watching. It was worth the money that I spent just to rent it and all that. I don't know, maybe my mind will change. I'll gotta think about it, because now the way I'm talking about it, I'm like, I feel like I kind of enjoyed it a little bit. I don't know, but that's why I talk. So yeah, that's my review for Halloween Kills. If you guys enjoyed my video, please hit that like button and subscribe. And as always, thank you for watching.